Hi everyone, I'm your mentor, and today we are going to solve a very interesting problem. Today's problem, we are going to use multi-agents. So, this is our first project where we will make two different kind of agents which will talk to each other and based on their communication, our output will be generated. So there will be a decision making, there will be a feedback mechanism which we are going to understand. And for this lecture, I'm making a very simplest two agentic system, which you can make later as a bigger model and add more agents around it. Okay. Now, I have made some changes from my previous presentation. This time, I will be using a presentation plus I will be showing the code and I will draw on the screen. So you will get more clarity and I will explain each code word by word. So each line of code I'm going to explain. Let's start. I'm going to present my screen. Okay. Yeah. So as I explained in this tutorial, I'm going to take, let me draw. I will create one agent A1. I will take another agent A2. So this is A2. This is A1. And in this, user will provide input. Based on that, agent A1 will perform some operations. So for this lecture, he will be considering A1, sorry, A1 will be what he will do. He will generate a report and A2 will provide feedback on that report. He will send this report to A2. A2 will provide some feedback. Based on that, A1 will regenerate the report and give us the output. Okay. And both will be different model. The complete lecture is divided into two parts. Part one, where foundation setup, most of the things, first three parts are already covered in previous. I will go through that, but in very fast pace. 4, 5, I will explain which model I am using and the template, how we create the template for this. Okay. Now, moving to actual coding. This is the example which I explained. This is what we are going to develop, where input topic will be provided. Based on that, a report will be generated. I'm considering like input topic can be any topic you provide to the model, and it will go generate a report. For example, who is the national animal of India, or about recent market inflation, anything. So, and that report will be reviewed by another agent, and it will provide the feedback. And based on that, report will be updated. Yeah. Let's code it out. As you can see on the screen, the first part, I need to get all the libraries installed. So I'm running this code to get the libraries installed. This is same what we have done earlier in previous video. I will add the link to the video. By the way, I'm again going to share this uh, Jupyter Notebook in the same Git repo. So this is installed. Going next, we need to import this libraries. As you can see in the presenter, this is the same slide. Let's import the libraries. Keys is same. No change in that code. Actually, I copy pasted it. We are not using Tavily, but yeah, somehow it is there. So that's fine. We just need our open API keys. Now, from here, just see what I am doing. I have created this first generator, the report generator model, where I am using Chat GPT 40 mini. In the same place, when we see the reviewer is Chat GPT 40. Why I took this decision? I want the reviewer model much better than what is generator model. Like it's a simple human thing. Like if I want to review somebody to review my code, my document, anything, I think that person should know better than me and can provide me better inputs in the same concept. I have two different models are there for generator mini, and it can write good articles, by the way, mini, but 4.0 can provide better review comment on the output generated by mini. So this is our mini model. So mini is to generate. So this is our mini model. So mini is to generate the report, and for reflection 4.0. I called it as a reflection, a reviewer or editor, you can say. So let's run this code. This is our generator and this is our reviewer. Both are working fine. Now, next section. This is here some important things we need to see. The first part, the prompt. Here I have given a simple prompt to generate the report, and if you see, I have clearly mentioned here. If you see in the prompt, I have clearly mentioned that this agent has to update whatever it has generated based on the review feedback also. Okay. And we have defined the message placeholder. Okay. It consists of all the messages. Okay. Clear? Now, in this code, just look into this pipe part also. I would like to explain this pipe, how we use pipe. So this is the pipe symbol. Uh, this is how pipe is defined. If how pipe is used, it is in my keyboard, it is just below the delete and above the return key. So this pipe symbol, what it does, it maps your prompt. You have a prompt get passed to the model, and then your response gets generated. So your pipe is actually becoming a chain, or it is connecting these two actual pipe. So this is how we are connecting a prompt with a model, and then a response gets generated. Let's run this code. So based on this prompt, our agent, the agent which we have defined, is going to generator prompt. We have passed the generator model, a model we have defined here above. So we pass this prompt to this model. Okay. You can try multiple combinations also. So these prompt is separate than a model. Similarly, if you see for reflection model, is exact same, just prompt is different. What prompt is saying, it needs to provide the feedback. So I get when you are developing any enterprise level application, your prompt must be elaborated to give the best output. Here I have given for the demo purpose, like it should come in a screen. So I have given a small prompt. Use that. Here also same logic. Pipe is there, which is connecting your prompt with the model. Okay, running this. Moving to next part. Till now, what we have done, we have, as we discussed, we have agent A1, we have agent A2. A1 knows what it has to do. A2 knows what they have to do. Both knows their responsibility. By using the prompt, and agents are defined which model it needs to use. So models are also defined, and they will be connecting to ChatGPT. So individually, if I am using that, I can use it right away. But till now, there is no communication between these two. They are not talking to each other. Our next job, we need to define a graph and tell these agents to communicate with each other. So there will be some interesting topics coming in between, which I will be explaining. Let's start with the state. So in this state part, it is same as our normal chat, which we have discussed in our previous lecture. Like messages, if you see, it is annotated what is doing message one, message two, message three, M1, M2, M3. What are message one is from the human, then message two is from the agent. Then human reply on that, then agent do. So these are chain of messages. That's what messages attribute is holding. I have added one more attribute in this class, which is iteration. So what iteration does? Iteration will take care of number of iteration. Like feedback can happen of on infinite time between agent A1 and A2. It can keep calling, like now check that there is always a place of improvement. So it will keep calling agent A1 to A2 and will keep giving the feedback. So we need an exit condition. So iteration will be used there. Okay. So this iteration is for this specific use case. But if you are going with messages part, messages can be used in any of your product. So yeah, let's run this code. So now our state is defined. And just want to explain for people who are new to Python, type this I have defined. This type this, what it does, it makes sure the input coming to this state class have messages iteration with same data type as provided in the input. So there is some data type challenges before that was there in Python. But as I defined type this, so this type of messages and iteration should be same. Let's move to next section where this now will define our builder. We have defined the stage, like how internally data structure should be there in the bot, how messages like should be there, and for each message there is a iteration count 1, 2, 3. Correct. Now the next part, like we need to give this data structure, we need to pass it to the builder. Okay. So this is what is builder? That is our state graph. So all our agent will communicate using state graph. So we pass this object. Let's run it. Going back. Now, this is interesting. Node 1. So our graph is node and edges. What node does? So this will give you clarity about the node. So first node which we are creating, what was task of first agent? That he will generate a report. Agent 1, that is your node. What it is task? Generate a report. So this complete code, this is 4 5 lines of code only, rest all are comments, is just generating, it's called chat GPT, and get a response out of it, and that it is giving. So this line of code, generate message, await, there is a async invoke happening where we use await keyword. So what await does, it will stop the code execution at await until we get the response from GPT. It won't execute to next step. Okay, clear? Now, whenever you are using, if you are new to Python, whenever you are using await, you have to use async. I will show you. If I remove this async and run this code, you will see this error. Okay. So always use, you have to, it will give error. So whenever you are using await, you need to put the async, then only your code will work. Now, if I run this code, it is going. In this method, one more important thing, I am using iteration. So before generating the report, before taking that decision, actually, I am not putting before here. It's just while generate the report, it adds a iteration for review. Like it increase the count. It generates the report, then it increase in the response, giving the this generated message. It adds the iteration count. Okay, and this is our data model, which we have defined the list of messages going in the iteration count. So these are the messages, and this is the iteration count. That is what the response from here. So it adds one, increase the iteration count, and then this output we need to now give it to. We got this output till here. We are good. Now there is another agent, node 2. This is node 2, which is another agent that also need to communicate with GPT. Okay, this section, and they need to talk to each other. Now let's make them talk to each other. But yeah, how we can do that? That this node is very important because it has some new topics, which is human message. So you see a line of human message. What this says, whatever the output generated by this feedback agent, the output of feedback agent will be passed to the first agent model as a human input, so that it thinks this is an input coming from a human, and I have to perform operation on that human input. So if I go line by line, this await, we are clear, like for the reflection chain, we are calling the await method, so that once we get the output, then only we go to the next step. In next step, I'm just checking whether it is the string or a list type, and based on that, it gives the output. It is like first message or multiple messages are coming. For that, we need to add the condition. Then, yeah, once we got the feedback content, this feedback we will pass as a reviewer feedback, and I am just passing this feedback message here, feedback contents which we receive. Okay, clear? And this will be our output. Now, as feedback is generated, I need not to increase my iteration. So this node is not increasing the iteration. This node is just updating the message to a human type. So if I draw it, it is like what it does. This agent A2, which reviews it, whatever information it is coming from, getting from GPT, it is passing as a human. So it's create a human wrapper, and then it pass it to, it will go to A1. Okay. Now how this communication will happen between A2 and A1? So if you have seen the previous lecture, you know it is edges. Let's create edges. Okay. Let me run this node. Yeah, node is ready. Let's go for the edges. So in edges, first edge, human, from which node will take the human input? Generator. First report will get generated, then only feedback can be provided. So that generator got the first node. Okay. So if I draw it, human is mapped with the agent A1. This is done. Then what next? Then we need to pass. Now, before passing the output to next node for review, our model needs to check whether the number of iterations for review is done or not. So that is exit condition. So here is human. Human gave some input to our generator, and this generator will check first. There will be a condition that number of iterations are one or two or three, whatever. If it is, then this is the definition, should continue. This is conditional edge part. If the iteration, you see this line of code, if the iteration is more than two, that maximum iteration I have defined, if it is more than two, then end it, otherwise continue. So for first, it will continue. When it is going for second iteration, our count is two. So at that time, it won't go. It will give you the simple output. Okay. And then this function, this edge condition, we will pass in our conditional edge. How conditional edge works? First part, how conditional edge works. First, from generate, we have defined this condition. First node is generate, the node name, then the condition, that is the definition or the function name. And based on the output, if it returns continue, go to this node. If it returns end, go to the end node. Okay, get clear? Now, till here, what we have completed? We have completed user came, user sent some message to A1, A1 pass it to A2, and here we have the condition either to exit or pass it to A2. There is a one missing piece. A2 is not communicating back. Edge is not connected yet. So that is the final line. We added reflection model back to generator also. Okay, let's move next. Now, this is very simple part where these are all the codes which we just explained. Now, this is very simple part of memory saver. We need memory, how to use memory. There is a separate video for that. I have already uploaded. You can refer that. In our model, we need to add the memory. That's how it will know what communication happened earlier. And like if we don't put memory, it will just take request and give response without knowing the context, earlier context. So we need, once we add the memory, it will get the old context also. And based on that, then your model responds. So add a memory. Okay. Now if I run it, this is the same graph, what we drawed earlier, that start is putting into the generate uh, model, generate node. From there, it is going to reflection agent. Reflection, this is a conditional node. If continue, then only go for reflection, otherwise end. Okay. Till here, we have completed our graph. Now, let's run this code. Running, we need to define some basic things. One topic we need to define, and configuration. Whenever we are using our memory, we need to pass the configuration with unique ID. That is what this code is doing. I am generating unique ID randomly in this code. In previous lecture, I was putting as user one, user two. So it's simple. I can put user one and show you all the output for user one. Okay. So there also I gave the example, like you can use any user unique ID from DB, and like their chat history will be there, and based on that response can be created. So here it is randomly generated. I am putting basic configuration ready. Now this is our function which will show the output, whatever display we have done. This is also same method. Only difference, I have added emoji part. Okay. I am using Markdown library, which I have used in previous lecture. Added a emoji part. It's just a decoration. If you want, you can put it. If you don't want, need not to put it. It's same. Okay. This is display. So this is simple Python display section. There is nothing agentic here. You get an input and you are displaying using Markdown. So if you don't want, you don't use Markdown, you can directly print it also. It doesn't call, it won't make any difference. Just output look and feel will be different. It's Markdown will give you bold characters, titles, headings. Those things comes properly. Normally it doesn't. So that's all it is. Now, before displaying, we need to extract it also. So this code takes care of extraction. This is 4 line of code. Whatever message input is coming, it just check whether it is a list or the string, and based on that, we are giving the output. That's what we have done earlier also in the model when we were executing the model, checking whether it's the first string, or if it is a communication, then there will be a chain of messages, so that we do the extraction here. Then clean feedback text. This is you can do or not do. It's also like putting in a cleaner way, removing reviewer feedback, or please rewrite to improve those things from the message. That's all. It's nothing special. Now, this final part here, instead of slide, I will say you can see my Jupyter notebook. That will give more clarity, and its font is also better. Here you see first line where first draft will be created, then review comment and final output. Three attributes I have defined. First draft will be created, we'll send for review, we'll make the changes, and that will give a final output. That's what I am doing. We are initializing the state as a human message, whatever input we are giving. That state will be passed to our models. This whole operation will be async. So, and our output which we get from this models are always stream. So we need to run as a stream that we are taking like asynchronous string we are passing from the graph. If it is a generate model, then we are getting the output as a generate, like first draft or second draft, based on the iteration. If it is the feedback, they will just directly print the feedback, what feedback we had got. Okay. And this is the final display. Cool. Let's run this code. Oh, sorry, I clicked on run all. Okay, okay, it's okay. It will take 1 minute to run all. Only the final method will take some time to execute. The reason is here, as you see, it is keep on going on. So why this final part is taking time to execute? Our first agent A1 makes calls to GPT, gets the response, then it pass it to A2, A2 send to GPT, it reviews, gives the response. Then again A2 pass that to A1, then again A1 will write it. So these are time taking process. Like even if it's take, for example, 10 seconds, then we get the output, stream it, again rewrite. So almost like it will go for 20-30 seconds. Yeah, now it is completed. We clean this. So you can see here, this is our output. If we go first draft, what is mentioned, comprehensive report on national animal of India. And we see a report there. Okay. On that report, these are the review comment. Our second agent came in picture, and these are the review comment given, like based for accuracy, for structure, additional consideration. So it was an elaborated comment on the first model. Then, based on these feedback, this report was rewritten. And considering those feedbacks, okay, now you can think about the possibilities where a output from an agent is reviewed by another agent to make it better. And the more number of times you are doing putting it in a loop, it is refining it. Like we get more refined output. You can use multiple reviewer also, different kind of models to see whether you are getting better result. This use case can be used for your code review, your document review, and and number of, you can think it's based on your imagination. Yeah. So now moving to the end part, as we got our output, that's all we are doing in this video. Thanks for your time. Please put your comments, give me feedback if we need to improve anything on the video. Thanks for your support, guys. Bye.